We have crews all over northern Indiana, Cass County, also in Kokomo, tracking the flooding. But first, we want to start with meteorologist Lindsay Riley, who's been up all night tracking the next round of storms. If you're just tuning in, we are following breaking news this morning. An officer-involved shooting in Indianapolis. This is along Anne Marie Way. This is an area that we don't typically see crime like this, but what they're saying is that this man, Ryan Endress, 21 years old, was letting an acquaintance out the front door when someone, a suspect, basically forced his or her way through that house. All of a sudden, there was that altercation between the homeowner and the suspect. There was gunfire. Breaking right now, a situation we are keeping a very close eye on in Texas because of all the rain from Harvey. There is now a growing concern a chemical plant in Crosby, Texas will explode. And I'm literally checking my email right now, and we're getting word that it has in fact exploded. At least 111-mile-an-hour winds, 35 inches of rain locally, and endless amounts of flooding 6 to 12 feet above ground level. And this is where I'm going to bring in Frank, because we have this tape measure here and we want to show you just how tall this water is going to get. Obviously, neither of us are tall enough. So we're going to go to 144 inches here. That's how much water is expected with this storm. Prompter here. So Davey, if you can hold here for a second, I do want to update some of these numbers here. I've been staying in touch with our CBS affiliate in Houston, KHOU, and they are now reporting those 14 deaths. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to reiterate a little of what Frank said at the top of the show here. A family of 6 now being told that they passed away on Sunday as they were attempting to evacuate the floodwaters in their van. These were great-grandparents, 4 children as young as 6 years old. So our viewers can see what we're talking about. We're going to take you here to 343 South Meridian Street, where officers found that body this morning. Rachel just mentioning that police incident near Minnesota and Arlington. This is just off of Southeastern on Indy's east side. Police are looking for a man who reportedly led officers on a police chase and then ran off into a wooded area. We're getting word about a woman hit by a car while standing at a bus stop. This is a live look of that scene right now. Checking social media, our CBS 4 Indy Facebook page blowing up with this controversy of Vice President Mike Pence coming into town for the Colts game and then leaving as these 49ers players took a knee during the national anthem. Begin today, and I love that our producer put a pronouncer in.
Oh man, we don't need that.
I don't need that. Tamagotchi, remember those things? They were the
I
watches?
think I will remember if I see them. Oh yeah.
So these were the digital pets that were back. It's 20 years. Video is just so incredible, so unbelievable that I wanted to put it here on our 9 monitors to really paint a vivid picture of what we're dealing with. So many questions about this incident. Why and how did that house explode? Is someone to blame for all of this? And really, what happens to that family now? Thousands of people will donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to make a wish. And you could be in that army helping children who are really, really sick and just need a smile. CBS 4's Frank Mickens is live out at the Smiley Morning Show at WZPL for their annual Request-a-thon. And Frank, some of the stories that we're hearing, I mean, I can't even imagine what some of these families are going through. We are expecting our eclipse to start around 12:57. But Lindsay, your forecast has kind of changed from last week.
I know.
We're expecting more cloud coverage. It's time for the talk. Parents, you're probably, hopefully excited to see your college kids come home for the holiday season. Spend a few days with them during Thanksgiving break. Fanny packs. Who's not a fan of fanny packs? Who's not a fan?
I'm not.
You're gonna be. It's been more than a year that Andrew Luck has been dealing with injuries. Let's refresh our memories here. On September 27th, 2015, you have to remember he sprained his shoulder. So that was a while ago. This was against the Tennessee Titans. Then starting in November, he missed 2 weeks due to a lacerated kidney. He was out then. September 1st, 2016, this is when that big one happened. This was preseason. He tore his labrum right there in his shoulder. January of this year, he had shoulder surgery. Now, of course, as soon as coaches said Andrew Luck was returning to practice, we got our hopes up, right? But now he's out. 2 weeks before school started, both Auxilio and Monroe County schools knew that this company had 32 of their 42 needed drivers. First day of class came, only 18 showed up. So big problems.
We are taking a live look right now at what I believe is Toys R Us in Greenwood. Shoppers are already out scoring those deals. Wow, look at that full cart.
This is 96th and Keystone right now. It's a four-way stop. You've probably been in that traffic and congestion, especially during rush hour. But by late 2018, this is what it's going to look like. That shooting happened around 10 o'clock at night. Police say Cristian Garcia shot Alicia Canizales and Jesus Huesca along Northfield here at a distribution center. Again, that was 10 p.m. About an hour later, SWAT teams surrounded a home there on Warman Avenue. They worked for hours trying to get this guy out, and then about 4:45 yesterday morning, they came out and said he had vanished, that he wasn't inside the house. And those flames absolutely shooting out of that apartment complex roof. This is from a viewer, and people said they could see the smoke billowing from miles away, even on the interstate. Right now, officers pleading with people to steer clear of the Las Vegas Strip. And meanwhile, we're learning as well, Las Vegas's airport has shut down, so all flights in and out either being delayed or rerouted. You are a viewer and you have that going on right now. You can call the Las Vegas Police Department. The Red Cross is there right now receiving those phone calls. IMPD now confirming that number 148. We just got the police report saying that that death investigation along Anna Drive was in fact a murder. Muncie Public Schools is blaming the bus company for the confusion. After 37 years with the same vendor, they say they were trying to save money and hired this new bus company called Oxyolo. It got to the point yesterday where kids were reportedly telling the bus drivers where to go. The family's plea for justice answered. The state has appointed a special prosecutor in the shooting death of an unarmed Indianapolis man. Straight ahead, we're going to hear from Aaron Bailey's family on the investigation. Plus, the city of Bloomington could soon see more adult establishments. Why a Supreme Court ruling may be part of the deciding factor here. And protests erupt in Arizona as President Donald Trump holds a campaign-style rally where he laid out his plans for immigration. And that's more than enough, by the way, to fill every single NFL and Division I college football stadium nationwide. Putting that into perspective this morning. And so how much rain would it take to flood, to incapacitate Indianapolis? Is that amount something that we need to be concerned about? Grocery shopping is now easier for folks who live and work downtown. Kroger just reopened one of the Marsh stores that closed in that area when the company filed for bankruptcy. Labor Day and Thanksgiving is coming up, and it's really the perfect time, so I've been told, to make a few financial adjustments that can be very rewarding. And so our money expert, Forum's Andy Mattingly, joining us here in the studio to talk about this key time, really, of when you should be saving, maybe spending. Talk about some money moves that you foresee in these next couple of months. All right, story number 2 here in your Fast Forward. This is what we're following right now. Lebanon police looking for a man they say robbed a Verizon store. This guy allegedly held an employee at gunpoint on the ground. You see that weapon right there? Scary things. And he stole a bunch of cell phones.
Firefighters were definitely busy on Thanksgiving. They responded to 5 different house fires. This month, they've seen 43 building fires. 22 of those were vacant. During the colder months, we typically see more vacant house fires, but the department says seeing so many within a short period of time is really concerning. So they're asking now you for help. If you see anything suspicious at any empty home, call police right away.
We're going to start with this robbery here in Indianapolis. IMPD confirming at least one person broke into a home. This was along Olive Street, and as you just mentioned, it's on Indy's south side. You can see a lot of first responders there, and we're told gunshots were fired inside that home. Experts say it's important to have that antivirus software, and make sure too that your computers have security updates that are current. The Federal Trade Commission says you should always keep your files backed up on an external drive just in case. Donations aren't just going to Houston anymore. We're talking about Irma impacting Florida, and so we're going to be helping those victims as well. Meanwhile, that now Category 4 storm inching closer and closer to the U.S. mainland, and we've just learned the Indiana National Guard is heading south to help with response efforts. 100 Guard members could leave as early as tomorrow. Residents and tourists continuing to evacuate. Cell phone that you're not using, the Colts, they'll take it. The team is partnering with Verizon Wireless to collect used phones in any condition. That's awesome, with cash donations to benefit the Coburn Place.
Rip those up.
Have a great day.